All right, guys, let's get right into the first two updates with SOFI. The first of which being that on February 24th, SOFI has finally announced the launch of their checking and savings accounts. And being that interest rates have been abysmally low for the last 2 years, I think what sets SOFI apart from their competition here is that they're offering an annual percentage yield of up to 1% on both types of accounts, which, believe it or not, is about 33 times the national average, which is honestly insane to think about. And in addition to what I'd consider to be an extremely fair interest rate, there are also no account or overdraft fees, as well as no limits on transfers between checking and savings accounts. And the CEO of SOFI, Anthony Noto, even stated, "SOFI checking and savings is a gigantic leap in our mission to empower people to achieve their financial goals and make managing their money easier than ever. Our new zero account fees and our high yield checking and savings accounts make it simpler for people to save and spend their hard-earned money with an institution who is looking out for their best interests." So on top of these checking and savings accounts offering an improved user experience, another thing that sets SOFI apart from their competition is that they're also offering customizable options. And what I mean by this is that members will be able to open savings and checking accounts and set goal-specific money vaults for incredibly easy budgeting, as well as automate their savings. Furthermore, current SOFI Money members will be given the option to upgrade from their existing accounts by answering just a few simple questions about their financial goals. And another point to bring up here is, okay, since SOFI is a relatively new company and doesn't have any SOFI-specific ATMs, how exactly can members pull out physical cash from their accounts? And the answer is actually pretty simple. With the new checking and savings accounts, all members can now have access to the Allpoint network, which has over 55,000 locations for a fee-free ATM access across the United States. And additionally, the SOFI credit card allows members to not only get an unlimited 2% cash back on all their purchases, but they'll also have the option to redeem this cash back for direct cash that can be deposited straight into the SOFI checking or savings account. So overall, guys, this is really cool to see. And to me, as a current shareholder of SOFI, despite all the crazy world events that are going on right now, I still think SOFI is an incredible deal in the stock market. It's just hard to tell where the bottom is right now. And with this recent update, I think it's really solidifying SOFI's place in the neobanking industry and is a huge step in the right direction. But yeah, aside from this really good news with SOFI, we also have another update that I want to share with you guys, which is an acquisition to acquire a company called Technesis, which is a Latin American-based software company for $1.1 billion. Just listen to this.
And SOFI continuing that M&A streak that we've seen recently, the fintech company announcing plans to buy Technesis. That's a Latin American-based software company for $1.1 billion. The move helps position SOFI as a full-service bank and lets it control more of the back-end technology. It's an all-stock deal, SOFI says, should add roughly $800 million to the top line and about $85 million in cost savings over the next 3 years or so. SOFI became an FDIC-insured bank after buying Golden Pacific. It also bought another software company, Galileo Financial, a couple of years ago. Shares are down more than 8% here after that news. Year to date, shares down more than 30%. Back to you.
Kate Rooney, thank you. Anastasia, I want to get your thoughts on this because in addition to SOFI specifically, it does speak to how much competition is in the fintech space and how much the lines are blurring.
There is a ton of competition in the fintech space, and we see that in the public markets, we see it in the private markets. And the reality is it's going to be really difficult to win if you have a standalone app, if you have a trading app, or if you have a banking app, because there's so much competition. But I think what a company like SOFI is trying to do, they're trying to create a platform and an ecosystem that essentially is a super app. And what is likely ultimately to win in fintech is who has the ecosystem and who has the scale. So I agree, Morgan, that we're going to see more consolidation within fintech as we build out the super apps. And I think the beneficiaries of that are going to be especially private market companies. So, for example, only 3% of fintech is publicly traded. The rest of that is in private markets. And if you look at the global unicorns out there, about 25% is in fintech. So it's a very fertile fishing ground, I would say, for companies like SoFi looking to have these bolt-on acquisitions. So, by the way, everybody wants to be a neobank. Everybody wants to invest in one and bank with one. But what these companies have to figure out is how to actually make money and how to have a profit margin. They haven't done it yet, but scale might be one way to do that.
And more specifically, Technisys is a leading cloud-native digital multi-product core banking platform. And in this deal, Technisys shareholders will receive an aggregate consideration of about 84 million shares of SoFi's stock, which is actually less than 10% of SoFi's fully diluted share count as of the end of September in 2021. And it's these shares that have a total value of approximately $1.1 billion. So I think you need to look at this whole deal as an all-stock acquisition. And although this deal has technically been finalized, the actual transaction isn't expected to actually close until the second quarter of 2022. And according to Anthony Noto, Technisys has built an attractive, fast-growing business with a unique and critical strategic technology that all leading financial services companies will need in order to keep pace with digital innovation. The acquisition of Technisys is an essential building block in delivering on our member-centric digital one-stop shop experience for SoFi members and our partners through Galileo, which is our provider of fintech cloud services. Under the leadership of co-founder and CEO Miguel Santos, Technisys has emerged as a proven leader in the Gen 3 multi-product banking core technology. We are excited to bring their technology offering under the SoFi Technologies umbrella and deliver it to hundreds of millions of customers worldwide. And what this acquisition is doing for SoFi is adding unique technology and new business opportunities for them as they continue to expand their suite of products for their users. And this combined technology stack will actually create what is expected to be the only end-to-end vertically integrated banking technology stack, which is another huge win for SoFi. So the combination of Technisys' platform with Galileo will also support multiple products. So I think we can expect to see integrations with checking, savings, deposits, lending, and credit cards, as well as any other future products that SoFi intends to release, which are all going to be managed through their industry-leading APIs. So together, Galileo and Technisys are expected to enable the combined companies to meet both the expanding needs of their existing partners, as well as serve additional established banks. And of course, another main purpose of this deal is that it's expected to contribute to high revenue growth for SoFi. And they're going to be able to achieve this expanded revenue growth by expanding SoFi's total addressable market outside of the United States and into countries like Mexico and Colombia, where Technisys has over 60 established banks. And furthermore, like it was stated in the video, this deal is expected to give an $800 million boost in SoFi's revenue over the next 3 years, with $500 million being on the lower end of what's possible here. So yeah guys, not much else to say here. As a current SoFi shareholder, this makes me extremely excited to see what's to come for the future. And I'll be sure to continue to update everyone on SoFi throughout the rest of the year. Thanks as always for watching the video, and I'll catch you next time.